Look at us. Look at how beautiful we are. White. Amazing. Just amazing. So just 10 more days and then we're going to lose this amazing color. We're not going to be the Papal state anymore. The music is completely anticlimactic, but it doesn't matter because what matters is that now we can pick Mare Nostrum and our Papal state is going to turn into Regnum Romanum. We also have incredibly high stability, look at the base value, high war support, and some of these crazy Papal state modifiers, including the amazing division attack, and even more that we can get later on. More recovery rate, recruitable population, amazing buffs for your planes, and finally you can get the total Catholic domination. How cool is that? Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. After the painful yet amazing experience with the Ottoman Empire, it's time to have some fun. And when you want to have fun in this game, well, Italy is always a great pick. What we're doing today is something special. Now, the Pope was elected too fast, so I'm a bit late unfortunately, but the guide I have for you today is not just about getting the Pope in charge of Italy, that's easy. We're going to get him in charge of the entire Roman Empire, Regnum Romanum. The Papal Roman Empire is even better than the original one, with higher stability and some absolutely crazy modifiers. If that sounds interesting, then this is the right video for you. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask in the comments and make sure to join our Discord to meet our amazing community. Of course guys, if you enjoy the content I make, please do not forget to support the channel by liking the video, subscribing and leaving me a comment. But that's all for the introduction, so let's get started. As usual guys, you can find all researches and focuses in the description of the video, so they will not be covered in the guide itself, and you can get access to the dedicated spreadsheet by purchasing a tier 2 membership to the channel. One last important thing to mention before we start, there are guides out there that show you how to get the Pope in charge of Italy very quickly, but in this guide our priority is to take full advantage of our old dear Mussolini before we get rid of him. In other words, we care about results, not speed. This is our starting building priority, this is our initial military production priority, and this is our naval production priority. I'm going to rename the divisions to make it easier to follow the spreadsheet. But the ones we really care about are our defensive divisions and our Alpine divisions. The defensive divisions are just the starting Italian ones. We're now going to set up for Ethiopia, basic setup. So we gather the Northern Army, we gather the Southern Army, we create a new Marshal. We pick our best one, which is Graziani. For the Northern Army I go with Vecchiarelli, and for the Southern Army I go with Sebastiano Visconti Prasca. Now we're going to assign all of our other divisions to them. All of the Alpini go in the Northern Army, as well as a couple more defensive divisions. And everything else goes in the Southern Army. To push, we're going to use a spearhead, and then we're going to micromanage our divisions a little bit. Same thing from the south. We're going to give them the highest motorization priority and aggressively execute battle plans. We're going to gather and train our navy. We're also going to gather all planes in Ethiopia. Later on, we're going to merge them and then split them around in the several regions down here. And we're going to start recruiting 26 defensive divisions. In terms of occupation laws, the default law will be local police force, but we can set civilian oversight in the high compliance regions. We're going to adjust trade, but only rubber, and our initial setup is done. When everything becomes green, I take that as the mark that it is time to start the offensive. So let's start pushing on both sides. And if you can remember to do so, try to change your generals before they level up until you take bold attack. Once you push up here, start pushing with all of the divisions in this area down this path. Shift click and push the entire border of Ethiopia. Then as you advance, you send your divisions inside, inland, to rush victory points. When you get this event, you should have enough army experience to pick bold attack, and you can level up your generals without issues. At 50 political power, we're going to pick army organization. At 50 political power, we're going to pick ground support. Okay, we took Addis Abeba. Is that enough? Not yet. That's it. Okay, we got Ethiopia. Not the fastest, but it's alright. As long as you don't get bad events, you're fine. Now, in Ethiopia, we're going to do something ugly. I'm not going to lie to you. We're going to Balkanize them, split them into as many small puppets as possible. Just make sure to avoid Ethiopia as a puppet. So puppet everything else, start with the smallest ones. If you did everything correctly, there should be no Ethiopia puppet. Then take war reparations and resource rights. And we're going to do something else in the region. We're going to occupy territories and we are going to return territories to our puppets and release Eritrea. Also return the Hausa Governorate. So if you did everything correctly, you should have nothing left in here. Everything should be a puppet. At this point, you can also just trade. We actually get rubber from here, so we don't need to import it anymore. And we need to adjust our army a little bit. We're going to split off all mountaineers. And we're going to split off all of the divisions that you cannot change, which is all of the irregular divisions. It should be a total of 14 divisions, and then there is also all of the camicie nere you can split as well. Everyone else we're going to change to the defensive template. For now we can send everyone back to Italy and we can train them. We're also going to start designing our new submarines. The design we're going to use is this one here. We are going to add the production of these new submarines to the bottom of the list. 10 dockyards will go to them, and after that all dockyards will go to convoys. Then keep an eye on the Navy experience, because as you get to 10 Navy experience, you can stop training the Navy. As soon as you complete the range improvements research, we can change our fighters, our bad original fighters, to the much better F1 design. This one here. Make sure to auto-upgrade it, and you can save it. And of course, we're going to replace this one with this one. At 60 army experience, we're going to pick the logistical focus. As soon as the civil war in Spain triggers, we're going to send volunteers. We can send up to 3 mountaineers, plus air volunteers, of course. By the way, we can now also train our planes. As soon as you get your spies, you can send both of them to Turkey. I usually send them here so they don't get caught. As soon as you complete this focus, we are going to pick some special decisions in here. So we're going to pick all of the decisions that boost the Grand Council of Fascism, which is this one, this one, this one, and this one. And this one. So here we're going to promote Sebastiano Visconti Prasca to Marshal, and we're going to use him as our Marshal in Spain. That's because Rodolfo Graziani will disappear later on. We cannot use him for the entire run, so we can start getting this guy ready. As soon as you complete this focus, you can pick the Advisor Staunch Monarchist. Do it right away. And we're also going to start a claim on Bulgaria right away. Well, that's gonna slow us down a little bit. Will this be the first video ever in which I do not complain about the MIOs? At least now they out-upgrade, come on. Okay, as soon as you complete this focus, you can send a ultimatum to Yugoslavia. They usually accept. If they don't accept, it's still fine. You can take them later on in the war, but it almost never happens. When they accept, take all of their divisions, and you can start training them as well. Do not join the Axis yet, no need, but at 127 political power, pick war economy. This is, by the way, one of the things we are taking advantage of Mussolini for. He has a discount for economy, trade, and conscription laws. At this point, we're also going to add anti-air to our defensive divisions. Okay, finally, you should be able to do it sooner than this, but we can start our collaboration government in Turkey. And again, make sure it's prioritized. At 127 political power, again, we're going to take advantage of Mussolini and we're going to pick extensive conscription. Here is the submarine MIO. So as soon as you complete the successful industrialization program, we are going to change the building priority a little bit. We're going to cancel all additional civs, including this one, but if it is almost built, keep it. And we're going to start building military factories instead in all of the 100% and 80% provinces. The artillery MIO. Now, as we pick claims on Turkey, it's time to get ready to invade Greece. So for the Balkan Wars, we're going to set up the puppet divisions with a fallback line in here. They need to be ready to rush this area after Greece falls. And the Irregolari will also be there in the same place. The Camicie Nere will be on area defense in Dodecaneso here. Our primary defensive army will move to Sicily. We are going to plan an invasion of Greece from Messina to the area of Athens. We're going with groups of 2. Make sure to include this tile in the invasion, otherwise this becomes a pretty bad choke point for you. Other than that, something like this should work well. We also need to set up the navy a little bit for that. We're going to create a secondary fleet with submarines, which will be only on convoy raiding in the area. While the main fleet needs to be split in 2, and half of it needs to be in here. Otherwise you don't get naval supremacy right away, everywhere. The secondary defensive army will be ready in Sicily to invade Crete after the first invasion is done. In the meantime, they can keep training. You can also force deploy them to speed up things a little bit. All of the planes, you can set them up in here, will support the first invasion army. Now we can also pick the air spirits, and we can also pick tip of the spear here. In terms of army experience, we're going to prioritize the special forces doctrines over the regular ones. Now we got all of our claims. It's very important that you trigger all wars at the same time. So Greece, Bulgaria, Turkey, and Romania will join to defend them. You need to do it all at the same time, otherwise the UK will get involved. Also, if you reload the game at any point from now on before taking down Romania, Romania will join the allies. So to avoid that, either you never reload the game, or you take down Romania before Turkey, or you do not take down Turkey before December 1937. We can trigger our naval invasion right away. As soon as you start disembarking here, try to rush Athens, but also you can use these guys to take this entire area. Oh, okay, we actually got the message about Spain. Very good. Let's do it. And we can always use mountaineers to support our defensive divisions pushing in here. Okay, finally we've got Athens. That's very, very good. But this means we can send over everyone else. This also means that the naval invasion is done. And we can plan a second one with these guys. We're going with groups of one from Messina to the island of Crete. Let's trigger the naval invasion of Crete. When you get stuck a little bit in Greece, like in this case, naval invading Crete speeds up things quite significantly. So it helps a lot. We can force deploy the last few divisions so we have a full army there. Okay, Greece is done. We're going to annex them and take their navy. Now, pause immediately, because now you need to be faster. These guys need to rush down here to protect, ideally, the area of Thessaloniki. Can use a fallback line. We didn't call Yugoslavia into the war, so we don't need to protect Yugoslavia, but if we avoid losing Thessaloniki, it's much better. Otherwise, we'll be in big trouble with supplies here. With our main offensive army, we can plan a naval invasion of Turkey. We are going from Athens to this area here. We're going to send 4 of them to Izmir, and the other ones around it, groups of 2. Something like this. And let's make sure that everyone is around, ready to help. Okay, we got our naval invasion ready. Now, the naval invasion of Turkey is a tricky part of this run. Turkey can be a little difficult to take down. So, of course, the primary goal is to take Izmir. Perfect. Now, this one is a bit tricky, so pay attention to this part. Try to micro a little bit, use force attack or last stand if needed. Anyways, as soon as it's done, send over all of the defensive divisions and send over all of the mountaineers. The mountaineers are important to cover this area here. Now, at the same time, we're going to start planning another naval invasion with this other army. Groups of 2, and we're going for the southern coast this time. 4 divisions, 2 groups of 2 in Antalya, and the other ones around it. Okay, finally we got the collab in Turkey. Again, we're a bit late. We're going to try to get one in Romania as well. We may be too late, but if you didn't get the spy capture, you should be able to also get a collab in Romania before the end of the war. Stabilize the front a little bit when you disembark here. It's actually okay if Turkey sends more divisions to reinforce, so they will take them away from the southern coast. And make sure to get full planning, full organization. You should have supplies in here. This will make the push against Turkey a bit easier. Then basically when the second naval invasion is ready, you can trigger it, and at the same time you can trigger both offensives up here. Okay, again, you need to pay attention a little bit here because you need to get Antalya fast. Okay, I like how things are looking here. We got finally Antalya as well, so we can send over the entire second army. Oh, this will help. This will definitely help. Okay, as soon as you complete this focus, you're going to use some of that political power we have been saving. So we're going to start with some anti-fascist raids. We're going to pick the old figurehead. We're going to send an attaché to Japan. We're going to build more military factories in all of the 80% plus provinces. followed by infrastructures and then military factories in Veneto, Abruzzo and Sicilia. Always make sure to complete the factories you were building before the new ones. You can stop the naval invasion support. We don't have fuel anyway, but at some point you will see that Turkey is falling apart. They lack divisions because we killed all of them, and at that point you can start rushing all of the victory points. As soon as possible, do a collab in Romania as well, and we are probably not going to get it done unless the war goes very badly for us in Romania. And here we are definitely entering in the rushing victory points situation. Nobody got the infantry specialist rate, but if you can get it on someone, do pick the infantry specialist expert. Okay, Turkey is finally down. And again, we can just annex them and take their navy. Okay, now it's time for Romania. And Romania can be tricky, but it's usually not too difficult. Now, having the collaboration government done would help, and we are not going to get it most likely. But that's okay. So what we're going to do here is we are going to use our main infantry army to push from this area straight into Romania. We can use a spearhead to make it faster. When they start pushing, we are also going to start these offensives just to keep them busy. Camicenere can also be here and push here. The Alpini will also be here and push here. And the secondary infantry army will gather in here and start planning a naval invasion of the coast of Romania. Groups of 2 along the entire coast. Something like this. I would recommend you start pushing right away, because depending on how Turkey capitulated, you may have a free front here without enemy divisions. Look at this, we basically rushed Bucharest already. Very, very easy, very fast. And we can trigger the naval invasion as well. Nice. Lovely. They are last standing. Doing everything to slow me down. And they actually do have divisions. This is where the collaboration government would have helped massively, because at this point they would have capitulated with a collab. Finally, Romania is also down. Let's annex them and take the navy. And now, Bulgaria. The last standing Bulgaria. Look at that. Not giving up at all. Now we can use the spies on root out resistance, especially in the areas where you have a lot of resistance. We have a lot in Greece, and we will probably have a lot in Romania since we didn't get the collab, so we'll need them. Now, around December, you will finish the anti-fascist raids, and as soon as that's done, trigger them again. There we go. Stop last standing. Oh my god. Fighters MIO. Nothing. Last stand. Eternal last stand. Oh, finally. Okay. And Bulgaria is down. Take Bulgaria. Don't take the navy because they don't have one. And confirm. We are done with the Balkan Wars. So we don't have the Pope yet. That's true. It's 1937. And if you want to rush the Pope, you can get the Pope around this time. A bit later than this maybe, but around this time. We don't have him yet. But in exchange for that, we have all of this stuff here. We are in a pretty good spot, we have good stability, we have good war support, we were able to change both the conscription and the economy law, so we are in the perfect spot to get ready for the allies. So now we can finally join the Axis. Now we will lose the Camicenere, so we can forget about them, and we can start setting up the rest of the army. So our Alpini divisions will be pushing into France from here. Our first offensive army will be pushing into Poland from here. The second offensive army will be split into 2, and they will be pushing the 2 fronts of Libya. So half of them will be pushing here, and the other half will be pushing here. Later on we will have another full defensive army in here, which will be supporting the Alpini. The Irregolari will be pushing Poland from here. The Yugoslavian puppets will be defending this area from naval invasions here, and Turkey, whatever we need. We're going to request forces from all of our African puppets here. Here is another advantage of having several puppets. Look at all of these juicy divisions that we get in there. Total of 17, that's already great. So we're going to use 10 of them to defend the ports of Libya. So set them on naval bases defense in Libya. And the other 7 will be defending Sardinia. Later on, get even more, ideally 10 and 10. Now we're going to make some changes. We're going to bring the defensive template to a total of 16 width. And as soon as possible, we are going to recruit 48 of them. So we start with the maximum, and then later on we add even more. We're going to start a justification on the claimed state of Corsica. We can gather back our navies. And we're going to gather them in northern Germany. As for everything else we have available here, we are going to gather all of our planes, and we're going to train all of them, and we're going to train all of our divisions. In terms of occupied territories, we're going to use the civilian oversight law everywhere except for Bulgaria and Kurdistan. There we keep the local police force. At 150 political power, which could be 100 if you pick the infantry expert, if you had it, we're going to ban the democratic parties. We're also going to make some changes to our production. We're going to bring the production of trucks and artillery to 3 and the production of anti-air to 4. F1 goes up to 10, support equipment goes up to 7, and we're going to take all of this stuff from the infantry equip. So this is the new priority. Since we're going for tanks in this run, we're going to pick holding the line here. And I can't remember the MIO priority anymore. So I will complain about MIOs after all. Why can I not save it? Okay, let me check. Tank MIO. Here is the tank MIO. As soon as you complete this focus, you should be able to pick the economist, this guy here. At the same time, we're going to force deploy everything, which means that now we have a full defensive army to support the Alpini in here. And we have another full defensive army, which will be pushing into Syria and eventually into Iraq as well. So we're going to push into this area here. Now, at this point, we're also going to change our Alpini divisions, and we're going to bring them to 9-0, like this. We're going to save it, and we're going to recruit the maximum amount. As soon as you complete this research, it is time to produce our new tanks. From the basic medium chassis, this is the design that we're going to use. We can save it. We can add it to the production, and we can decrease the production of infantry equip to just 15 factories. Everything else will go into the new TI1. So then we're going to build military factories in all of the new 80% provinces we got around, and in all of the 60% or best available provinces in Yugoslavia as well. As soon as you complete this focus, you have a new special decision in here, and we're going to pick expand the Lateran Treaty. We're also going to add anti-air and rangers to our Alpini divisions, and we're going to add rangers to our defensive divisions. As soon as you complete this focus, you will have another new special decision in here, and you can pick liturgical reforms. As soon as you complete this focus, once again you have a new special decision, condemn fascism, pick it. And this brings us almost in range for Papal dominance. We would need only 1% more. Unfortunately, we will need to wait for a bit longer before we can get it. Now, one way to do it faster that you can see in other guides is to fail in Ethiopia, and then you will be able to pick these two focuses, which will boost His Holiness a lot. So you can get the Pope a lot faster, but you give up on Ethiopia, and I don't think that's worth it. We're currently getting a lot out of Ethiopia. We get a lot of puppets, a lot of resources, so getting the Pope a bit faster doesn't give you any real advantage. We will get him when we need him. Now, we're also going to force deploy our Alpini divisions. They're almost ready, actually. And then we're going to recruit more Alpini to have a total of 12. That should be only 1 more. And then, as soon as possible, we're going to add some tank battalions to our Alpini. A total of 4 tank battalions for a combat width of 24.2 and an army experience cost of 40. We can also pick the Danieli Industrial Concern. As soon as you complete this research, we can make a new hybrid version of the F1, and it's going to be this design here. We can also pick the Decisive Battle Specialist, and we can, as soon as possible, force deploy and train all of our Alpini. As soon as you get the Logistics Company, you can also add that to the Alpini template, motorized MIO. In May 1939, we're going to start a justification on Poland. Now, this is not entirely needed, but first of all, we're going to force Germany to do the right thing, since the German AI can be a bit weird after Götterdämmerung. And second of all, we're going to be able to attack Poland right away without waiting for Germany to call us into the war, meaning we get more score. We're going to deploy and train all of our planes. And we are now going to use our spies to spy on France and on the UK. 2 spies on the UK. Perfectly on time, our mountaineers are ready and fully trained. We can also pick the Night Fighting Spirit. Will help a bit with our navy, although our goal is not really to engage the UK. We got our claim on Poland, so if you wanted, you could trigger a bit of an earlier World War II, but no need. We can wait for Germany, keep it more historical. There we go, World War II time. Time for some action, boys. Time to have some fun. So as soon as Germany attacks, we are going to be right in it. So first of all, we're going to declare war on France, and we're going to declare war on Poland so that we can join the German offensive right away. We're going to trigger all of our offensives at the same time. Now make sure to assign all of the planes. We have a decent amount of them. Not a great air force, not the best planes, but better than nothing. And send them here, assign them to this region, and tell them to actually follow the mountaineers. Slow down the speed a bit, and we can enjoy these mountaineers. And this is just such a joy to see. It's so fun. It's so satisfying. Trust me when I tell you that these mountaineers are completely unstoppable. Absolutely broken. You just click anywhere you want to go, they will be there. Ooh, look at the amount of divisions the French have in there. It's crazy. Well, the ones they have in here are not going to last very long. And after the first push here, you can reorganize them a little bit. The goal here is actually to rush Paris and take down France quickly. We can take down France before Germany does anything. Actually, and I slightly forgot about that, we can start justifying on the Netherlands as well. So during the war, we are going to justify on the Netherlands, on Iraq, on Ireland, on Saudi Arabia. This is all stuff we can core in the Roman Empire, so we're going to start tagging these countries in the war. Okay, Syria is down. Perfect. We can keep pushing into the UK here. Poland is surviving, because Warsaw is not down yet. Okay. Oh, Paris is down, so France is down. That was fast. It was very fast, actually. Poland is down, everybody capitulating at the same time, but look at that, we took down France in the same time it took Germany to take down Poland. Amazing, just amazing. So that's also good news because we freed this army, which can now go to the Netherlands and push into the Netherlands. Oh, finally the infantry specialist, so we can now pick it here as well. So now that France is down, we can prepare our naval invasion of the UK. We can go with groups of 2 from Dunkirk to this area here, and the remaining ones from here to here. Make sure the last 2 divisions are ready to reinforce them, and the entire defensive army is ready to follow in the UK as well. So since we are completely stuck in here, we can now give Paris to Germany. You give control of state, Ile-de-France, and what this does is it creates Vichy France. So we get rid of this front in a little bit. They need to realize that they have Paris, but very soon there will be Vichy France in here. Okay, there we go. Vichy France appeared, so this is no longer a front, or actually still is. They are in big trouble now here. And now, around the 13th of October, check out your special decisions because you will have liturgical reforms again. You can pick it, and then you can immediately pick oh my god, I will never be able to say this. Ecumenical. It's not difficult. It's almost the same in Italian. Ecumenico. Convoke Ecumenical Council. And that means the Pope. It's not Leo the 14th, but it's Pio the 12th, and he's now in charge of Italy, which means we'll get a very cool color very soon. The Pope ascends to power. Look at that. Amazing. At this same time, we should be able to decrease the autonomy in Yugoslavia and to build even more military factories in Yugoslavia first, since we want to decrease their autonomy as fast as possible, but then as you can see also in all of Italy. Let's see if now we get the claims a bit faster. Yes. So now that that's done, we also get claims a lot faster, at least on Saudi Arabia. So let's get the claim on Saudi Arabia. And let's bring the Netherlands into this because Germany is being a bit lazy here. Now we can also get ready to push Iraq from up here. So let's first take a very fast claim on Corsica again. Vichy France is more important because it's required to get the Roman Empire, while Iraq is not required. Netherlands down. Come on, Germany, do the stuff you're supposed to do. Attack the Benelux. It's a bit early, let's be honest. We were a bit too fast for Germany. Adolf is still catching up. He's still accepting the idea that we destroyed completely France. Still not fully in him, that idea. Okay, we got the claim on Vichy France. We don't want to declare on them yet, otherwise they will join the allies. We can take them later. Let's check the war score. 62%, it's okay. We could be doing a little bit better. How did Germany get so much? They didn't do anything. But we'll get more, of course, when we invade the UK, so that's totally fine. So at this point, I would also like, I would generally also like to get a claim on Hungary. Unfortunately, Hungary joined the Axis a bit early in this run, so we cannot take Hungary. Again, not required for the Roman Empire, so nothing to worry about. I want definitely a claim on Spain that only takes 10 days, so we can get it a bit later. Let's get Ireland. This is a free one. Again, not required for the Roman Empire, but it can be cored. So let's bring Ireland into this. Yeah, I think we can trigger our naval invasion of the UK at this point. So it's time to talk a bit about the fleet and how we're going to use them to get this naval invasion done. We have a large fleet, so getting the naval supremacy is not an issue. We don't have a fleet good enough to contest and fight and win against the Royal Navy, but that doesn't matter. So we're going to split off once again all submarines. We have a lot of them. We're going to split them into small groups, ideally something like 4 or 3. And we're going to set them on convoy raiding all around the UK. Something like this. This is not the best sea because it's shallow sea. So they will get destroyed. It doesn't matter. They will destruct the Royal Navy and help us a lot. Both getting the invasion through, getting Green Sea, and getting supplies through the channel. Another thing that really helps with that is to gather all of your planes in here, including the new ones. Set them on air superiority and naval strike and send them to the channel. And with this, it should be no issue at all getting Green Sea in the channel. You can see how easy it is. We also have the spies to help with that. It's just like a piece of cake. So we get Green Sea, we can trigger the naval invasion. And after doing that, we can split these navy around a bit and we can set them on always engage, never repair. This will ensure that our convoys are as protected as possible. And meanwhile, look at the big Royal Navy engaging our small submarines. They are wasting a lot of fuel there. They will kill the submarines, but it will take them time. And in the meantime, they will lose the mainland. Now, as always, don't be shy. Use a force attack if needed to disembark. Wasn't really needed here, but I still did it. And as soon as you disembark, immediately get on the move. First of all, you want to take harbors. No surprise. And we also have these guys ready to support our naval invasion. So let's send them over. Including the last 2 mountaineers. Send them over. And the other priority here is as soon as you take Dover, rush this area like this. Try to encircle London. I mean, look at this. It's so easy when it's done. When the setup is properly done, invading the UK is still very easy. Okay, London is encircled. Actually, not many divisions in there. Let's just take them down fast. The reason they don't have divisions here, it's no magic, no special tricks. We just did it fast. And they didn't have time neither to spawn the divisions that they usually spawn in here. It was just like 1 week since the beginning of the invasion. And also they have other active fronts. Look at the amount of divisions they are wasting on these fronts here. If you don't have these active fronts, of course they will have more divisions in the UK. That's obvious. Now let's declare war on Saudi Arabia though. And of course the last key element is we have very good divisions, so we are able to push them easy. Oh, look at this. And as we take down the UK, we become white. We become the Papal state. Perfect time. What's better than taking down the UK with this new bright white color? Amazing. Just amazing. And as we did that, we actually unlocked these new special things with the previous focus. We can now pick Deus Vult. So now that we are done getting through the channel, we can actually send the planes to support our divisions in the UK. Now, normally I would try to rush down the UK as fast as possible. In this case, though, I'm waiting for a couple of claims, so we're not that much in a hurry. By the way, setting the submarines on convoy escort will force you to lose some of them, but will also massively increase the war participation. As you can see, we get sunk enemy ships. That's quite nice. Look at the UK casualties. 319,000 caused by the Papal State and 1,000 caused by the German Reich. Adolf outperformed. Completely outperformed. Nice. We got the claim on Iraq. That's perfect. Let's also attack Iraq then. And final claim on Spain, but this one we don't need to finish before the war. We just need to start it, so we're happy. And if you can, also get one on Hungary, the very last one, if they didn't join the Axis. If they joined the Axis, like in this case, well then, it doesn't matter. Okay, UK. Now there is absolutely no reason to keep you alive. I'm sorry. It's time to go. Newcastle should do the trick. Maybe these two. But we're basically there. Let's see. The UK is officially down. This means that World War II is over, and look how much we carried it. But look at these insane stats too. Consider that we have been pushing with infantry without field hospitals in all of Africa, so that ramped up the casualties a lot. Still, we have very little casualties and 76% of the total score. How amazing is that? Let's make a save, just in case. I hope I didn't fuck up anything, and I hope I don't fuck up anything in the peace conference, but you never know. So, peace conference time. What do we do in the peace conference with our juicy 78% of the score? No, Iraq, why are you not in it? That's going to be a little bit annoying. Not a big deal, but we're going to need to manually take down Iraq. That's fine. So we're going to annex these two provinces here, just in case you want to invade the United States later. We're going to annex all of the cores of the Roman Empire. I will include a link to the map in the description of the video, so check that out and annex all of the potential cores of the Roman Empire. Germany is so slow with the Benelux recently, so they didn't take Belgium and Luxembourg. Technically, you could also justify on them, but I think it's pretty likely that Germany will take them later. So it's fine. They also didn't attack Norway. I don't know, Germany. What the fuck? We don't care because we don't need Norway. But what is Germany doing since Götterdammer? It's crazy. Yeah, after you're done annexing, you can puppet the strategic areas like these ones as usual. These ones here, just in case you want to invade the US from here. Of course, as usual, this area, which is very rich with resources, and these two regions here to invade Japan, in case you want to later on. Then what I would recommend is always make sure that nothing is left of the allies. Look at Germany, didn't take anything here. Otherwise, they can be annoying later on. Pick up all of the leftovers. Get the usual war reparations and resource rights. Take the Royal Navy and all other navies that you can take. And be very, very happy. We're almost done, in the sense that to form the Roman Empire and core most of it actually, we just need to take care of Vichy France, and we have a claim, and of Spain, and we're getting a claim in 2 days. We also need to annex Yugoslavia, but that's not much of an issue. We are still building in Yugoslavia, their autonomy is going down quickly, and we can of course send convoys when needed. Yeah, before all of that, we need to take care of Iraq, unfortunately, because they are still here. A bit annoying. We can now upgrade to the TI2. Here we are using the sloped armor to get even more armor, but that's entirely optional. That's up to you. We can save it, we can start producing it, and we can convert from stockpiles. We're going to change our defensive divisions into the standard inf, and we're going to recruit 24 of them. We're going to start recruiting the max amount of Alpini. We're going to change the naval production to only make convoys. And since we want to annex Yugoslavia as soon as possible, we're going to check how much more we need to do that. 448. We're going to start a land lease, send convoys for a total of like 500, so we can immediately annex Yugoslavia. So what do we do now? We send our mountaineers at the border with Vichy France, ready to destroy them completely. We're going to use these guys to quickly take Corsica as well. And to capitulate Vichy France, you also always need to take this area. And we can use the army which supported our Alpine divisions to quickly do that. Plan a naval invasion from here. Okay, as soon as you're ready for Vichy France, go for it. What allies? Iraq is still considered as a member of the allies. Okay. Let's make sure to get these guys in the war as well. Now, if you were not busy with Iraq, which shouldn't be the case, you would be able to quickly take down Syria with these armies instead. It's fine, of course. They don't have divisions. So totally cool. We can now annex Yugoslavia. Oh, no, not yet, actually. It's one more step. I always forget about this one. Yeah. So we need to start another land lease. send all of the convoys to Yugoslavia. What do we need to take, Vichy France? Aren't you happy? Deus Vult. Maybe we need to take Vichy? That would make sense. Stop running. Why are you running? Okay, Vichy France is down, but Iraq is the major, so the war is not over until we take down these fuckers. Can we end it, please? Okay, finally. Why is Syria? What's wrong with this game, guys? What the fuck is wrong with this game? It's a separate piece. Wait, what do you mean it's a separate piece? So who is the leader of the Allies? Very, very confused. In any case, for now we can annex Iraq. That's cool. So who is the leader of the Allies? Okay, yes, of course. The mighty Lebanese Republic is leading the Allies. So the war is not over because no divisions in here are stopping us. That makes sense. Yeah, that's, yeah, of course. They're actually pushing in here. Look at that. They had some divisions. Crazy stuff. Make sure to use the trains or I will kill you personally. Oh no, the Allies are in trouble, guys. Lebanon is about to fall. Can we do it? Can we finish the war against the Allies? Oh, nice. Very nice. Okay, now that Vichy France is also down, the last obstacle between us and the Roman Empire has the name of nationalist Spain. Speaking of which, we're also going to get a claim on Portugal because we can core it, of course. So we can push from here with the mountaineers. We need to declare war on Spain right now, otherwise I will lose the claim, which is not cool. Okay, we can push into Spain. So try to push to Portugal first, so you take down Portugal before Spain. Otherwise the peace conference is a bit annoying because you need to share some of the score with Spain. And one more focus, boys, and we are there. Mare Nostrum, only 35 days. Hopefully we timed it right. Should take about that time to take down Spain and Portugal. It's likely longer, but we are cool. And there is also, of course, Yugoslavia, also perfectly on time. Okay, Portugal is down. Annex Portugal and puppet the rest. We can now annex Yugoslavia. And we end up actually slightly ahead of time. Look at that. Spain will go down now. Perfect. Spain we can annex. We can puppet this area here, though we don't need this. And we are done. And look at Germany. Didn't do anything. They didn't attack Norway. They didn't attack Denmark. They didn't attack Belgium. What the fuck are you doing, dude? Look at us. Look at how beautiful we are. White. Amazing. Just amazing. So just 10 more days and then we're going to lose this amazing color. We're not going to be the Papal state anymore. And there we go. Mare Nostrum. Mare Nostrum only means one thing, guys. But I will make a save because I love this image. I love this color. So let me make a save. Keep it in our minds. The music is completely anticlimactic, but it doesn't matter. Because what matters is that now we can pick Mare Nostrum. And our Papal state is going to turn into Regnum Romanum. We also have incredibly high stability. Look at the base value. High war support. And some of these crazy Papal state modifiers, including the amazing division attack, and even more that we can get later on. More recovery rate, recruitable population, amazing buffs for your planes, and finally you can get the total Catholic domination. How cool is that? The only disadvantage, I would say, compared to the fascist Roman Empire, well, is that being non-aligned is generally worse than being fascist. Although, actually, the Pope can get claims very, very fast. And compared to the fascist Roman Empire, we have a little bit less political power available at this point. We can still, though, integrate some of the most important regions. So I would say definitely go for goal, which is France. And did I forget that? I forgot it again. I always forget this. I always forget this fucking island. Without that island, you cannot integrate Britannia, but that's okay. Don't forget the island, don't be like me, so you can integrate them. We can take Spain, I guess, at this point, whatever. It's fine. So from now on, in the run, you have plenty of options. I gave you the perfect setup. It's up to you to use it to great success. Of course, one of the main choices, and probably what I would do at this point, is I would just leave the Axis and I would justify a war goal on Germany and destroy Germany completely. They are surrounded by us. They can get disintegrated by us. They suck. Of course, you can also help Germany and take down the Soviet Union. You have the perfect potential for that. We even have the spy network almost to get collaboration governments. If you wanted, you could easily invade the United States. We annexed these two provinces specifically for that purpose, and the spy network is almost good enough to get a collaboration government in there. Do you want to go after Japan instead, or China? Well, perfect setup there too, because we got these and these. So you can easily take down Japan ideally first, and then you can look at China. So what else is left to say, guys? This is a lot of fun. This is a run that you need to try because it's very, very satisfying. Also, this is a bit of an upgrade or updated version for my Roman Empire guide. My Roman Empire guide still works well, but it's a little outdated, both in terms of designs and researches. So here you can see the most updated designs and researches. And as you can see, the strategy is very similar. So you can also go for, of course, the regular fascist Roman Empire by using this new research priority, building priority designs and researches. I think this is one of the easiest guides and runs to follow, and even if you fuck up a bit with World War II, Germany will carry you, unless they don't do anything like in this case, but usually they will carry you. So this is a guide that works amazingly even for newer players. It's highly recommended. You get to become the Papal State and then the Regnum Romanum. In other words, we got the Holy Roman Papal Empire of Italy, and well, that's pretty cool. So guys, make sure to try it out and let me know in the comments how it goes. Of course, guys, a lot of work always goes into these highly optimized country guides, so I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and also let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Any comment really helps the channel, so you can literally type anything, and it will be of great support. Other than that, I hope you will enjoy this run as much as I did. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys very soon in the next video. Bye bye!